He's literally risking his life. Literally risking his life every fucking day he goes to work.
It was yeah. Wow.
That's rough, man. That's rough. I don't know how I would have. I don't know how I could have took that one, bro. That call would have been a little different. You have a collect call from. I'm just saying, bro.
It's just a little hurtful, man, to hear him like that. And to know, like, I told him to consult a lawyer, man. Like, I don't know.
It ain't no need.
Need a lawyer, man, because I mean,
It
he
ain't
was
no
like, he
need.
asking me about it. I said, you got to call a lawyer, man. He asking me about adoptions. Like, could I adopt him? I was like, you got to call a lawyer. So I just don't want to make that call, bro. I said, that's the call you got to make, man. From here, it's legalities involved.
Yeah, but the thing is this, man. As long as I don't care how many children she had, they were married. That's his child
No,
legally.
bro, listen, that's a fact, whether or not he's his father or not. The issue is, and you know this, and I know this from going through the situation. This is legal, man. Like you could pay for a child that ain't yours, but if you want the child, like nigga, nah, you can't do that. And that's kind of where we are in the world. Like it just is what it is. So you gotta think like once he filed for divorce, I'm saying have the head, you know how she is, have just understand you and this is a fight you finna get into. Cause he kind of like me, like whatever she wants, she can have it. I just don't want to be with her. So what you think primarily with what we dealing with, what you think gonna happen? If he telling
Yeah,
her you can have a car, you can have the house, whatever it is,
she gonna
I just
take the
want my
thing
son.
that you value most.
That's right. So I said get his head on for that fight. That's the fight right there.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, bro. God damn. So I'm shit.
Like hear stuff like that, man. Jesus Christ.
That sound like the subject of conversation for the night. Shit.
Man. No, I mean, damn.
I just don't know.
Married 16 years, son 13. Wow.
Man, how did you get to a point where you questioned it, bro? Like, how did
He
he get there?
he found out because that's what I was saying. Like, what happened? Like, she had something about her being in the hospital, and he found out there's some other shit. Because he called the way he called me crying, I thought something happened to Christian. I thought something happened to him. And I'm like, hold on, bro, calm down. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What's happening? Now, mind you, he crying like this shit just happened. This didn't just happen. He just must have had an episode. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hold on. What's happening? And then he proceeded to tell me about her having some type of issue and him finding out that her tubes was tied.
Yeah, that's
He's
some
trying to
bullshit
have
there
another
too.
child with her the whole time.
What?
I don't know. Listen, I'm just telling you, it came at me. You know what I mean? It just came at me. So I don't know all the particulars. But I was like, what? He like, yeah, they talking about what her tubes tied, this, that, and the third, and whatever was going on, he found out that her tubes was tied. So that's what sort of like in his mind was like, he lied about that. But I don't know. If she lied about that, then I just need to question everything type mentality. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, nigga. Shit, you my wife and ain't tell me your tubes was tied? And you know I'm trying to have another child with you?
Well,
I don't think they were trying to have a child recently. I think, you know what I'm saying, maybe back then.
Yeah,
but whenever
still,
it was, it
if
was.
we were trying, if I'm saying I'm trying to have another seed with you, and you know your tubes is tied.
What she got them tied during their marriage, brother. You could do the math. They
Right.
married
So
15.
what I'm saying is this: she knew it, and she also knew he wanted another seed. There's no way she didn't know.
Well, yeah, that's clear.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. I'm questioning every fucking thing that ever happened with you.
Well,
And
I
you
could tell
was
y'all, I could tell y'all the guys on the truth. I had it um, happen to me before. We were planning on having, more children after the first one between us was born, and she didn't. She was having a tubal ligation like done right after, and I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know. And like I said, we had plans to have more children. And then next thing you know, she was doing that, and I was like, what's this? Why you didn't tell me about this? I don't have to. It's my body.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I knew I was gonna treat her from then on.
Like it's your body.
It's your body. Yeah. That's going. And what'd you say, T? T, you muted yourself.
Muted.
Oh, he know. Okay. I didn't know, but yeah. So I knew I was gonna go down between us from then on, brother. So and it's weird though when when you do that, man. Because you get the whole stereotypical talk. Men don't care about men don't want no children. Men don't all this dumb bullshit that they try to tell you about yourself, like they know like they know you better than you know yourself, or like they know us better than we know us. But yeah, planning on doing that, and then the fuck shit came.
So
The
y'all
trick.
think because of his mentality, sort of like just went to just question everything because of that.
yeah, hell
All
yeah.
the time, yes, sir. Now, where I am in my life, as a man and all the okey doke shit, I don't went to you question everything. There is no way in hell you can. I don't even know how we could trust anybody. It's hard. It's hard to just get somebody your trust outrightly, you know. And there's already, always had a hard time trusting people. So in the first place, so when you see that, when you fall for the okey doke and the banana in the tailpipe shit, you know what I'm saying? You like, and then it's like it's even helped to be carried out by family members too. Yeah, man. No, you question every fucking thing, man. You know, everything.
Bro. Oh my God.
You know?
What?
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird, brother. It's weird. It's just weird as shit.
I mean, it happened to, I hate to say it, man. It happened to somebody who knew he had an outlet to express all of that shit that he's going through, bro. He had somebody that he knew he could lean on.
Yeah.
Cause it just couldn't have been me, man. That can't be my story. Cause that story got a whole lot more going to it, man.
So today's topic, like even today's topic is sort of similar to like, well, sort of similar, not similar, but is black
Go
women surpassing
black men.
black men, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is part of, and this is part of the trick, you know, in them believing, that they don't have, that they, not held account, that they can do whatever they want to with their body. They don't have to be accountable. They don't have to answer to us. This is, in my opinion, this is where this ideology of surpassing has come. Is as if can't hold their feet to the fire anymore. You can't call them out. Um, you can't demand for them to be respectful of you as a man anymore. It's in from their positioning of you being us being part of the patriarchy, whatever the fucking stupid shit it is, man. I ain't gonna even lie, brothers. I be trying to think about this shit. It's living through this shit. Like living under the roof of women that think like that. Um, as a young boy growing up around it, living in the community with women that thought like that. Um, seeing the men being blamed for um, any misdirection of the children, um, even though you don't force the man out the house, and then your child becomes wayward. Now it's his father's fault, um, or her father's fault, or their father's fault. Um, you like live through that shit. You see it. You like, man, I don't even want to get this shit no more energy, man. This shit is tiresome. I mean, it is. It is tiresome. And then here we come up with this whole boss bitch mentality that we running into. It's it's pretty fucked up, man. And so like I said, I'm tired of thinking about it. I look at it, and I mean, the consideration that we give it, man. Like I'm like this, fellas. I'm not gonna even lie. Um, I was all about you know keeping the black family. I'm still about that, but my thing is, you find you a good woman, hold on to a good
Come
woman.
on over to my side, brother.
You find you a good woman, hold on to your good woman, man. I mean, because I was just reading the things about the sisters. What's her name? Tiffany Hayward, or Tiffany Hayward, something like that. The sister that's married in Illinois, Latoya Cantrell and Fannie Willis, man. And I'm like, this what the fuck, this shit is breeding. You know, this is what this shit is breeding out here, man. It is breeding this type of mentality. Where, these sisters, they're, you know, I mean, they even chiding other sisters for holding them accountable, saying, I'm a black woman, just like you a black woman. You coming at me like this, you attacking me like this. Like, no, we ain't attacking you. No, we saying, you've been on some bullshit. This chick go to a hearing dressed like Nino Brown. Did y'all see that? You ain't see that shit? This bitch went to a hearing dressed like Nino Brown, because from what they tell, that this broad been basically like cutting people money, because they ain't, they're not supporting her campaign, they're not doing her bidding. You know what I'm saying? So she's been. I'm gonna see if I can find this article and put it in here. Um,
So let me ask this question: What do we
but
think about that? Like, what do we think about the notion of black women surpassing black men? Like, what does that mean? I'm lost here. Like, I don't know. Wait, are we talking about like women are not buying homes, women are getting more degrees, women are being more educated? Like, what does that mean specifically? Because I have a take on it. Like for me, my take would be it's another example of our separation.
yes, sir.
That's how I see it. Like, because I can see like how the economy works in terms of the more people in a society is the more stronger the economy is. But we compete, but I would think like we compete as a group. It's and not necessarily against one another. It's just that we're in a capitalistic society that warrants competition. Uh, so so I I wouldn't I don't even know how to phrase this. I wouldn't look at it like black men versus black women per se.
No,
I am starting to go that route. But I would want to know like how do we compare, in a society to other ethnicities? Like how is the black family compared to this other group, or how much money do black families get, versus other groups, or how educated, or whatever the title or whatever it is that you want to like talk about. It will always be black men and black women together, just basically black people. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, how do
Yes.
we measure up in our society as a unit? Not necessarily. Uh, I don't understand why. I don't think men see women, our women, black men see black women as our enemy,
Competition.
or as our adversary. In
No.
that
Right.
in that regard, to even say like, oh yeah, we're about to catch back up with black women and we're gonna surpass them now. I
Right.
not saying that if you get your degree, that's beautiful. If you get that new house, that's beautiful. I don't see why that has to be adversarial towards us.
I think no, when you think about it and you look at um ethnicity or um culture of women, that's why I don't want to say just ethnicity, because you would have to mix so many other black women in, and not all black women think like this. But when I say culture, the Western culture of black women, I don't think anyone else has to deal with even um, white men and them being the actual patriarchy of what we're basically what we're up against or whatever, um, or what they're fighting against. Those women still, they're not looking to surpass those men. You got
Oh
the women
wow.
that do that, that do that foolish talk. But when it came down to it, I mean, the greatest example I could still use is the election of Donald Trump in 2016. When they even called, you know, um, said he, grabbed a couple pussies from time to time. Um,
From time to time.
from time to time. But when they said, Donald Trump grabbed a couple, vaginas from time to time, those women still voted that motherfucker in office. When you look at what was it, January 6th, was it 2022? Um, the storm in the Capitol. It was white women right there fighting beside their men.
Oh yeah,
Um,
always have been.
so,
That's
so,
that's the
so,
origin of the feminist movement. Like,
so I don't think that a lot of cultures that are looking that are in that mode, that's in even with them, because we know that's where our women has gotten it from. They're not even looking to say um, we're better than our man. They just want to say. They just want to be able to have a say. They just want to be able to sit at the table. Our women want the table, and that's what I think we're looking at. What we're up against is that our women, they want to take the table. They want to set the table. You know, they want to, uh, dress the table. Then they want to eat whatever is left on, whatever they put on the table. Um, and so, we're looking at it. We're standing here looking at like, yo, when the fuck did this happen, or how the fuck did this happen? In fact, what I did was I sent y'all. I put in the comments or the chat the New York Post article about Tiffany Henyard being dressed like Nina Brown. Um, but if y'all want to check it out,
I'm
but
definitely gonna check it out. You know I am.
yeah, but yeah. So I just think most women want to have a say. Other women just don't want to be treated like they're worthless. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to compete with that man. They just want to say, "Hey, look, love me the way that you want me to love you." You
That's
know,
what I've been hearing a lot of. Like a lot of. I want to know that I have a voice in the relationship and it's not a dictatorship. And I just don't understand like where this thought process came from.
what's that? That is a
This,
dictatorship.
yeah, that it's a dictatorship and you don't have a voice in a relationship. I mean, Every man on the planet knows that we are the softest, weakest, punk, bitch ass niggas as it relates to getting the cookie. Like even the toughest dudes is gonna break down for that pussy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand how you feel like that. I
Yeah.
don't get why we're not using our greatest attributes and abilities to appraise each other.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it, man, and I don't care to try to understand it no more. Conversation after conversation.
Well, do we think? Listen, because I don't know. I'm looking at dictatorship. I'm kind of liking how that sounds. Uh no, because I'm tired of the being politically correct. Like, right? Like, I don't know how we're using dictatorship, right? Um, but um, the reason I think dictatorship applies is because there isn't a shared responsibility. So it's not like the United States where you have the separation of powers. That's not it. This is a dictatorship. It's the way I say it goes. Now, I don't have to rule aggressively and to be immoral in my approach.
Right.
I don't have to say that my woman should be subjugated in any type of way. But there is a such thing as authority,
Yes, sir.
right? And 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 Matt, we wouldn't have this conversation, and I like to use this. We wouldn't have this conversation if we were talking about our children.
Right.
It's a dictatorship. We say things like "because I said so," and why are we able to say that to our children? Because I said so. Because we have the authority. Now we don't get the chance to come on play both sides of the fence here, right?
Right.
Like you are the head. You have the authority. This is a dictatorship, right? So when you sign
Excuse
up
me.
for this, that's what this is.
Yeah. Well, you know, I would say that from the position of being the leader, I think most of us, and even though we could treat it like a dictatorship, we won't. We won't do that.
Hold on.
Um,
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
but no, you could. But yeah, I don't. Even though if we wanted to, be, uh, straight dominant, you know, or to straight dominate, I should say, we won't do that. We'll make sure that our voice is dominant. We'll make sure that our presence is dominant, but we won't dominate, um, because I think as black men, each brother on here, and speaking of us three, and anybody else that may be listening, um, I think they know we understand what it feels like to be under some form of oppression inside of a house.
I just resist.
Huh?
I get. I'm just not being disciplined right now. I just don't know why the word
You say
oppression.
what?
Go ahead. It's it's disgusting to me that has to be said. Right? When we dealing with a dictatorship, that means that one person is dictating what actually happens in terms of the decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're not saying that anybody has to be oppressed by that. I'm
I know. I
stating
know.
that when you sign up for it, that's what the paperwork is saying.
Mm-hmm.
You wanted the paperwork. It doesn't even acknowledge you own the paperwork. That motherfucker paperwork say Mr. and Mrs. first and last name man, last and first and last. It says Mr. and Mrs. J. Foster.
Right.
It doesn't acknowledge. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like that's what it says.
Yeah.
Because it's his business now.
Yes, sir.
It's his business. When you was at the ceremony, if you were lucky enough to have a ceremony, the father gave you over.
Yeah.
What was he doing when he walked you down the aisle and gave you to the man? He shifted the authority. He
Yes, sir.
gave the responsibility to the young man who you were marrying. This is a dictatorship. It is. This is what you sign up for.
Yeah.
And I guess that's why they not signing up, bro. And we ain't either. You know what I'm saying? It just boils down to listen. If you don't want to see me, as I've been saying, as a human being who is more than capable of doing the job and completing the tasks that are in front of me, which is leading you, leading my family, taking the necessary precautions to make sure that our family continues to do without. What the fuck am I in this for? What I'm wasting my time for? Why am I wasting your time?
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna say it like this. I think that so many of us, you know, we're we're prone to be great leaders of our families, and we're prone to be, you know, great stewards over our women and our children. Uh, but again, I do believe that just as we are, even though we do sign up to be the leader, the final say, you know, um, we still offer so much consideration, and that's been almost like a I think it's been it has become a growing and glaring weakness. Not to offer consideration, but in the way in which we offer the consideration. Um, it's a video that I was watching this week, and it's really funny. Um, it's a little boy. The little boy is being filmed. And he's sitting at a table, and you hear the voice of the adult say to him, he sits 10 grand in front of the little boy. And damn, my bad. He sits 10 grand in front of the little dude. And the little dude, and he said, hold on. When you hear the adult voice tell the little boy, hold on, because the little boy was about to grab it. And then he takes 2 Oreos.
You already know where I'm going, homeboy.
Two he takes two
I'm adding
Oreos
grand, baby.
and sit the 2 Oreos next to the little boy. And in front of the little boy next to the cash. And he goes, okay. He says, which one do you want? The $10,000? It's all yours if you want it. Or the 2 Oreos. The little boy looked and pointed at the 2 Oreos. You see what I'm saying?
That's
And
That's
a
the
so
same thing Doc doing, bro. Doc gonna
and,
leave the money. He getting the Oreos.
but look, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. It said, so it was like and then at the end of it said that's why you don't, leave children to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's like that's what has happened, and that's why I say our glaring weakness has been because become to where we give our children the chance to make too many choices too young. Um, we give our women too much free range
I agree.
um, to make choices under unchecked emotions. Um,
that that
no,
that that make that brings up a question that somebody asked me. They said, "Are we the reason that our women are the way that they are. Are we
Yeah,
the fault for it?
yeah. That's one of our first questions.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I'm like,
one of our first talks.
right. But this question has been coming up a lot. Like, have we caused this? And I guess you just said
We
it.
didn't cause it, no.
Well, I understand.
I
I'm
mean,
not
well, you know
going
my
that deep.
position. You already know my position on it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? As far as not being, I guess, sharp enough to say, nah, we ain't doing that. Like, we're not doing it. I'm not about to put this kid at the table to choose this fucking Oreos over this 10
Over the
grand.
money.
Like, I can't do it.
Come on,
Right.
kid.
But
Daddy
that,
counting on you.
first of all, I'm stealing that because that is magical. But the
Yeah.
thing, the blowback that we are always going to get is that
I'm
the
grown.
the ability to not contextualize that experiment.
Right.
Right? I ain't no kid. Like
Yeah.
but they understand that example. It don't get no better than that.
Mm-hmm.
It don't get no better than that.
No better. Yeah. You know, and that's what's so funny about it, man, is that is that, like I said, we're not checking, our women's emotions before, we go, or having them check their emotions. And we check them too before, we go into conversations, going to making things, I be hearing brothers, oh, brother, sometimes, when she's tell you how she feels, it's no longer about you. This
Yeah,
is
I want
about
to hear.
what'd you say, brother?
No, I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening to you, brother.
Yeah, so, and you hear that shit, and you like, come on, man, this is where the fuck where we at now. You know what I mean? This is why so many of us fall into those places now, because we're not checking emotions. You know what I'm saying? I had a thing uh this week, and well, I'm talking to my wife, about some stuff with Valentine's Day. And I'm like, well, first of all, sweetie, I don't really get into it. I say, but that's something you want to do. But you tell me what I didn't bring you. Well, for one, I didn't have the time to go anywhere. It wasn't that I wasn't going to go get you anything. No, you didn't want to do it until I said something. No, you said you talk too fucking much. That's the problem. You don't know what I was about to do. But you want to say something because you got your feelings and your panties in the bunch, because you thinking, you so worried about this goddamn holiday. That means absolutely fucking nothing. That you want to get your fucking emotions all wrapped up and then tell me what the fuck I wasn't gonna do.
Yeah. But
I'm
hold on, bro. Hold on. My daughter, y'all know my kids. AAA, man. They say, Dad, did you get us anything for Valentine's Day? I say, yeah, hell yeah, I got y'all something. Hey, okay, well, cool. What'd you get us? I say, go in your room and close the door, and then reach on the wall and flip the light switch and see if that motherfucker come on.
Mm.
If it come on, guess what? Happy
Happy
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
I said, go in your closet and look at the options that you have.
Yeah.
Every last one of those options, happy fucking Valentine's Day. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not doing this shit. Y'all get this
y'all
shit
ain't
every
gonna get nah,
day.
y'all about to make me the hypocritical MC, man. Like,
Come on with the bullshit, dog. Come on with the
You said a
bullshit.
hypocritical MC.
Yeah.
hey, that's my alias, dog. I'm the hypocritical MC, man. Look, I do think we have to understand.
That was a great point. I appreciate that, man. So what were we talking about?
we do we should. I'm not speaking of black women. I'm not speaking of black females. I'm speaking of black women. I do think that we should be celebrate them. I do think we should celebrate them. I really do think that. But I think you have to be a woman to be celebrated.
Yeah. No,
That's
I would agree.
I,
I would
you know,
agree. Everybody
But
don't deserve it.
that
yeah,
celebration happens
because
regularly,
because we
though,
want to be
bro.
celebrated as men, right? We want to be
Yes.
Right,
celebrated
but that
a certain
that
way as men.
celebration happens regularly and naturally. That's something that you do when you know what I'm saying. When you know for a fact that I have been
And
chosen.
I'm not a woman, so I'm speaking of the feelings are curse words to me. Like I hate the word feelings, it's a curse
Yeah.
word. But I'm speaking of their feelings. I'm
Hmm.
not necessarily talking about what actually is happening on a day-to-day basis. I
You
think
say
that
other what?
the celebration has to sort of boost up their feelings.
Man, fuck they feelings. A feeling ain't did shit for a soul on this planet ever. I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't care about no damn feelings. Fuck feelings. Mine, yours, and everybody else on the planet. Get your ass up and take action about them feelings. I don't want to hear that shit. Feelings have no place nowhere.
Feelings, I think, are the most important thing on this planet
Okay.
because I think we make it that.
Okay.
It ain't the feelings; it's our emotions out of, it's the things that we do because we feel a certain type of way.
Well, damn it. I feel like a billionaire. Fuck my
That's not
money at?
that's not a feeling.
It's not a
Man, I
feeling.
don't want to hear that shit, man.
Well, I mean, feelings. I really.
Ladies, if any ladies is out there listening to this, if you want to shut us up, just say feeling. It ain't
Yeah.
we don't know what to do with them.
Don't
like
know. Absolutely don't know what to do with them or about. Um, but what's crazy is that I think like with us, and I each man on here we have we, our feelings will help us move us into thought. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't move us into emotion. You know what I'm saying? It move us into analysis or action. Where our thoughts will control those actions. And dictate those actions. But it moves us. So it is how you know I wouldn't totally say, even though I would want to, I wouldn't totally say I can't even say I wouldn't say that.
No, what you get ready to say is this. Listen. Because I don't want nobody to think that I'm just a complete and utter asshole. I am, but I don't want you to think I am. Okay. So the thing is, if I care for you, that's going to elicit certain emotions to come out of me. Those emotions are going to cause me to take action. So when you come to me and say, "Well, I feel like this, and you didn't do this and this," fuck, I don't want to hear this shit. So guess what?
I want to do
I
this.
care so much about not hearing that shit that I'm going to go and do it. Like that's how it
Fuck our
works for
lives.
real.
you just got punked. No,
Like that's how it goes
well,
down.
not one to hear some shit. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this shit so out there. But that's what we do. That's just what I mean. I think every man does that though. Every man
Yeah,
does
that's
it.
just what it is.
Yeah, I mean, and because even and that's why I will go back to the point about being a dictatorship. We are the best. We would be the nicest dictators around. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
mean, because and
yeah.
that's why huh?
No, I'm listening. Yeah.
Oh, I would, and that's why I was gonna just go back to my original point. I was gonna say um because I think somebody else had made it on point. I was gonna say we're great leaders. I don't even think we have it in us to want to be dictators because I think what it is we we are we are such great leaders, right? and I hope this makes sense, that we will listen to. It's like being a great coach. Okay, it's like we want to be the Belichick or the Sabins. You know what I'm saying? Um, and we want to listen to our star quarterback, our best receiver, our best linebacker to see what to get that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we look at our families. We listen to our wives. She's our quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And our son or daughter, depending on their mentality, either they're the best receiver, best player on offense, the other best player on offense, or the best player on defense. And we just listen to that. And that way is how I think we make the best decisions. I think, like I was telling Jay, it was that one. I used to tell Jay, I said, the one thing about being a man, that when it comes down to making decisions, um, we're going to even if it's something we're uncomfortable with, we still going to make the best decision. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's something that we like, say, I know this, it doesn't even feel good to me that this is about to go on, but to make the best decision, I know in the long run for everybody. So I'm gonna do what's correct, not just what I feel is right or what I think is right. You see what I'm saying? So I
Let
think
me,
that's fair. Go ahead, brother.
let so when we was talking to our young brothers, we all, and this is why I know why we have to talk about it in this way. But I think that's a part of us, that political correctness that allows our women to color outside the lines. No, it's a motherfucking dictatorship. It's what you signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you think I'm motherfucking Putin or Saddam Hussein, that means we shouldn't have been in a relationship. Just what I'm saying? If you thought I was Hitler, we should have not had a family together. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go back. In the words of the Judge Joe Brown, masculinity, the imposition of a set of behavior standards on a boy. When the boy grows into a man, he is compelled to do things, right? To make his society, I'm just summarizing it, a more social economic place for his family, a healthy place for his family, and he has to defend it for his family, right? And if need be, willing to die for his family. That's black masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job. So what it says is that I am compelled to do for my family, me as a man. Now that we have that out the way, I'm a dictator. It's gonna run like I say it's run, but in the spirit of my masculinity. I'm not here to. We shouldn't be talking about it like I'm Putin, like I'm Hitler, like I'm Saddam, like I'm Bin Laden, like I'm a terrorist or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm here to protect and provide.
Right.
You gonna do what I say, and I want to say it just like that. And if you think I'm an asshole for it, then you don't respect what my job description is. My job, part of my job description is to die for you.
Yes, sir.
That's my job description. Save women and children. That's my job description. That gives me the authority. Do what I say. When you
Right.
walk out, when that mother walks out that front door with her small child, she's going to tell that child, you better do what I say,
Mm-hmm.
because she has the authority. Because in that example, she is to provide protection for that child. It's a dictatorship. We should have absolute power. So I don't, I know that sounds violent or whatever, but that's not the spirit in which I'm coming from. I ain't fucking Ho Chi Minh to somebody. I'm not, I'm not.
Wait, who?
I'm not really getting it. I'm saying, like, fuck, I become fucking Gaddafi or somebody. I don't know. I just want to make sure that my family is in a healthy, progressive state.
Got you.
That doesn't mean I don't have.
Hold on 1 second, sweetheart.
I don't consult with her. That doesn't mean I don't want her opinions on how things
Hey,
should be done. That don't mean that I don't move
hey,
my own thoughts to the side because she might have a better one.
right.
It
Hey, y'all,
doesn't
give me.
mean that.
I don't
What it
mean to
means is
interrupt.
the decision, the decision resides with me. That's what that
Right.
means. And me alone. I make that decision by myself. I push that button. You can give me every idea, every sense of
Mm.
inspiration, but the button is only pushed by one person. And
So,
it
hey,
ain't gonna work if it ain't. It's not gonna work if we not pushing that button. Unless you want equality. Now I'm cool with that. Long as you cool with giving your life for the I will switch roles. You want to switch the role and be the
no.
dictator? When the
Hey,
house
look,
burned
I'm about
down,
to bring this sister in,
believe
y'all. I'm
you
gonna
me,
send this
I
sister
can get
in.
like what
Bring her
Brother
on
Mac
in,
say.
man.
I'm about
Brother
to
Mac
bring
say,
this sister in. All right.
you
Bring
say
her
what?
on in.
I'm about to bring this sister in. Hold on. I'm about to
Oh,
Bring
give
her on
her.
in.
who is it? Let me know because
Hold
I
on
got
one second.
my bag off.
Okay. Let me unmute her. Sis,
But
what's going on? So look, what I did. Right.
bro, do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get it.
I'm not into beating up on women or saying you beneath me. I'm not into that. I'm just saying, like, if you want the equality and you want to be the dictator, okay. Well, what is it? Save men and children?
Save the men and the children.
No, y'all might call me a bitch ass nigga. That's kind of got a nice ring to it, though.
You old ass nigga, dog.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Like, and I want to like Teresa always say, you got to say it like my mom and my girl went off on me for like 20 minutes talking about how I talk to people, like how you have a vocabulary, you have a way with words, yeah, but sometimes a lot of that shit, you get caught up in translation. Let's just call it what it is. It's a dictatorship. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. You know what I mean? This is what it is. It's a dictatorship. It goes like I say it go. And what gives me the authority? The position I hold gives me the authority. And that's just it. Because I guarantee you, when the shit fell, when that shit fell, who got the blame?
It's always on us.
Okay, then. Like that's
Ain't ain't been in the house for 17 years. Lights get turned off. Why your lights ain't on? What the daddy at?
right, right.
Kids ain't got no new shoes. Where the daddy at? Your car broke down. Where your man at?
Right. Right.
House falling apart. Where your man at? It's always where your man. Hell, you out and don't want to be bothered by another nigga. I got a man. Like, what the fuck?
Right, right. Some shit go down. It don't have to be your woman. Some shit go down and we don't give that protective lens or shield to them sisters. Like, all right, what happened? What happened to the men in the community? Like they don't protect us no more.
Yeah. Yeah.
What
Yeah. Yeah.
happened? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like I'm saying, like, nah, man. Nope. If it's gonna be, if I'm gonna get that jacket, if I'm gonna get that loss, or that it's gonna be on my on my jacket, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. It's gonna be on my terms. It's
I
gonna be
feel
on
you.
my terms.
I get what you said. I feel you.
And I think that's just the way it should be. And then like that's the whole. That's why the craziest read I read this year was The Manipulated Man. Like what she was saying in there, our whole identity of manhood rests on the concept of you providing for other people. You can't be one if you don't do it.
Right.
My whole existence is that. So you gonna take the power from me? Like, nah, no, I ain't doing that.
You can only do it when I say it's okay. What? What's going on in this world? I don't know what
I
we're
ain't
gonna
doing
do, bro.
And then when they able to control you like that, and say you could do it when I say it's okay, they lose respect for you.
They lose respect. I know, of course,
100%.
Unbelievable.
of course. But see, that's what I was saying when I was saying about us, setting the standard of what defining our own masculinity as black men.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what I was hinting at. I have a sister named Shannon that's about to get
Yeah, that's my
married.
homegirl Shannon. Let her
Oh,
on up here.
this your girl?
That's my
This your
homie,
home girl?
man.
Okay,
Good people.
all right. I see she don't want to show her face. Good
Yeah,
evening,
she
Shannon.
ain't want to show her face. I told her you ain't got to show your face. Just get up here and let your voice be heard. What's happening, Shannon?
Hey y'all.
How you
Hey
doing?
T. What's going
What's
on?
going on? It's my brother Dr. Ari and my brother Adisa. We just talking about has the black woman
Ooh.
surpassed the black man, and if so, explain.
I mean, statistically, in education and earned income, black women do obtain more higher degrees and make more money.
Okay. So does that mean that does that put us in a certain place or category with our woman?
I don't believe so. I believe it's an ego thing. Um, it seems like more black women have kind of done what it takes to assimilate fully into American life to be able to support their families, um, maintain a lifestyle.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Shannon, I'm gonna tell you now.
Okay.
I call bullshit.
Okay.
And we didn't have this conversation several times.
We have chance has
You broke up on us. At the end of the day, the question is, am I still respected in the house when you make all the money? Am I still respected in the relationship when you make all the money? Is my position still the leader? Am I still able to call these shots and be completely respected as said leader in our household when you make all the money?
why is respect based on money in the first place?
That's a question that we're asking.
I mean, I'm asking. You're saying that like there's a direct tie between how much money you make and how much respect you get, but why
For your
is there a
social status,
correlation?
your social status as black women, and I'm asking, you because I've never been an educated black woman who was making money and putting myself in a position to say that I am sustaining a lifestyle for my family. I have been a black man that's heard you ain't gonna be respected if you make less money than me. I've heard these type of conversations and that type of narrative. So I'm just asking you, can you give us some insight into the thought process that may be going on, even if you're not the one that thinks that way?
Let me think. Let me think.
You better study long and study right. I'm with the shit.
I know. I was not prepared for this.
I know
Um,
you wasn't. That's why I asked you to come on in.
Jesus.
Come on
That's funny.
in the room. Man, come on in the room. Come on in here. Get your some. What they say, sit down and spell.
I really think so. If you put emphasis on who makes more money in a relationship, then you're always going to go down that path if you happen to be with a woman that makes more than you,
No,
of feeling less than and inadequate. If that's where you choose to put your focus.
I
Why
don't think.
can't we
Oh,
just focus on we're in a household, right? The household has X amount of dollars. We all work and function to make the household work.
Mm.
So there's a narrative, right? This is the reason why he's saying it's about money. It's really like it's really a question because from our perspective, we don't care about who makes more money. It's not an issue. It becomes an issue because the attitude towards men becomes unfavorably when women make more money. That's why the stance is like men are intimidated by women who make more money. And we don't care if you make more money. But where it seems to be a red flag for men is you begin to view us a certain type of way. That's the narrative. So it's not us. We view family and money as resources,
I have a
right? And
Rashida coming in. So y'all, anybody knows Rashida?
Yep, let her up.
All right, got you. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Doc. Keep going, brother.
yeah, we
Hello,
we
Rashida.
view we
Hey,
view
Sheeta. How long for you gonna be home?
And I added Chanel. Chanel is now added to the stage.
you know I
All
got
right.
y'all got
Okay.
eight, man. I don't know how to do all this.
Go ahead, brother. Finish. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead
I'm
and
just
finish.
saying, like, the bit is short, man. Like, I don't want to play that game because we have to be real. Like, there is the narrative. Money is the issue because it changes. The narrative is that it changes the attitude towards men. So that's the landscape and what we're dealing with. Men view family, friendship, and money as
May
resources.
I ask what was the question, Mr. Adisa? Brother Adisa.
Who's the question that we're the topic that we're discussing is um black women surpassing black men. Who's keeping score and why?
And are we saying surpassing professionally, personally, financially? There's so many different ways and aspects of us being, well, actually, what I see from what's going on in the climate that we're in right now, it's a lot of aspects or areas where people are trying to pit us again. Whoever's keeping score is also intentionally putting us against one another. And so in different areas. So if we can identify the areas that's being attacked, that's what that is in spiritual, then we can identify how to make sure nothing is missing or broken as we rebuild, you know?
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
But we're against each other. I don't want to let this. We are against each other. And one of the metrics that, and some of the metrics that we are against each other are in economics, are in culture, are in education.
May I ask why, Brother Victory? And is this black men and black women, or is it women and men, period? Because I'm just a little taken aback at why black women and black men would ever go against one another for any reason after all that's been strategically put up
Yeah,
against us
I'm with you.
to against one
I
another. Why
want
would
this.
we
Give
ever be all right with
me
that
a second.
being the conversation?
Give me a
But
second.
that's what we're saying. All we're so right now, what we're trying to do is attack those problems. But in order to attack the problem, we have to admit that there is a problem
Right,
and what
Absolutely.
those problems are.
right.
So, you
Acknowledgement.
know,
I'm gonna put in the chat. Yes, sir.
yeah. So that's what we're asking for right now. We're asking for honesty, to have an honest dialogue with our women.
Yeah, about the narratives and about the facts though. I don't want to
Yeah.
have a like I don't want to sound like the bad guy, but a lot of times we hear the other side's perspective. It's so full of hope. It's so full of niceness, and we could be together. That ain't what we dealing with. Like we are dealing with being pitted against each other, whether or not
Exactly.
somebody.
And so I guess
But
y'all
hold
not
no,
hearing.
I'm being
Mhm.
cut off
Hold
again.
on, sister. Let the brother finish his point.
I don't. At this point, I don't care about who's pitting us against one another. We are against one another, right? So I
That's
think
an
most
irresponsible point of view to
get it,
take, in my
get
opinion.
it.
To not care who's doing that so that you can actually affect the source of the problem and get to the root of the problem as opposed
Yeah,
to
I think
minoring on
the source of the
majoring
problem.
on
I
minors.
think the source of the problem Because you must
So
understand there are a lot of like statistics that happen, right? Uh,
hold on 1 second, bro. Hold on 1 second. Let me say this. So Chanel,
Yes, sir.
we don't care about the source. We care about the problem. The
but
problem is
it,
that me and my woman.
We're missing the point if we don't care about the source.
Yeah, but the source doesn't control us. We control us. We are in control of what we do with each other.
Exactly.
Am I
So
right or
why
wrong?
are we against black men and black women against one another? Are we controlling that? That's what we saying that
wait a
we
minute,
do.
Yes.
we wasn't
Why?
see, we wasn't
It's
against
a
each other during Jim Crow. We weren't
Why
no.
are
against
It's a
we?
each other during those times. People was
So why are
manipulating
we
us
trying
then,
to say that now?
right?
because
So
it's a
the point,
decision. Listen to the narrative. How often
fuck it, man.
do we come into
I
a
like,
situation where I'm gonna let you rock in a second,
I'm
bro?
good. I'm
How
good.
often do we come in a situation where it's fuck this bitch, fuck that nigga, niggas ain't shit, fuck these hoes? How often do we come into that situation or we hear that conversation?
A lot. More often
Right.
than not,
So
for sure.
right. So that shows that division,
And that's
knowing
what we
that
got
that
to
division
change.
is,
Hmm.
but knowing that that division is there is what we're talking about. So there is
Okay.
no system now that's dealing with that. This is how we think. This is what we've become. So we're saying let's deal with that.
And so that's
Can you
exactly what I'm saying. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
tell me exactly what we have become? Like break it down for me, as
Each
if I'm
other's
not a
arch
black woman.
nemesis. We have become
That
each
part.
other's
Thanks, Shannon.
arch
Mhm.
nemesis. That's what
In
we've become.
what aspects?
So when I'm speaking, I'm going to speak in a whole for the most part, the majority, not the quote unquote woke people.
And that's based on what research?
So we ain't gonna. I'm not gonna even do it on no research. I'm gonna do it on experience.
Okay. So we
No,
like.
it is
I like statistical
it
Go
is
ahead.
research.
Hold
information.
on. Go ahead.
It's
But
research.
Go ahead,
We
Doc.
could talk
Right.
Go
We
about
ahead,
like
Doc.
stats. I'm just speaking numbers so we can be effective in communication. Like we get
Go ahead.
productive in this conversation. So we impactful and we actually address the problem, like you said, Mr. P.
I don't want it to feminize this conversation. Like let's talk about what's actually happening.
We're not doing that. If you
We want
receive
to talk
Mr.
about
F.
what's
Cherry, we're doing exactly what you
the
said.
fact of the matter is that black men and black women, we are against each other. That's what's happening. That's what's happening, and let's deal with that. That's what we were talking about. So we were talking about a black woman's perspective and surpassing black men. What does that look like? What does that mean? I think you added in which area. Well, we're talking about any area, all areas that's inclusive, whether it be upward mobility and employment, whether it would be education, whether it be finances, or whatever it is. That's what we were talking about. The areas that could be used for us to be pitted against each other. We talked about money because of the narrative of women who make more money and their attitudes towards the men that they're in a relationship with. That's a narrative. You ask a lot of men, they'll tell you that they don't want a woman that make more money than them. And what some women don't understand is not because you make more money, it's because of the attitude. So this is what we were discussing.
Okay, so can we travel back? I know someone had mentioned Jim Crow and how we were together during Jim Crow, right? Look at the financial breakdown of a household during that time period, right? Women more often than not, like if we did work outside of the house, we were cooks, maids,
You there, Shannon?
nannies. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes. Please go ahead. Continue.
Okay, so we didn't have the opportunity to even make the kind of money that our husbands would have made.
Facts.
So now that our financial situation has changed, our household dynamics and the way some men, not all, but the way some men view a woman's place in the household hasn't changed or caught up to those changing dynamics. So you still want a woman to work, contribute to the household, raise children, cook and clean. You know what I'm saying?
And we
A
are.
lady in the streets, a freak in the sheets.
Or
So
being a woman,
where do we get that balance at? So
I
we
think.
can say, okay, I make more money, but I also don't do as much household labor.
What?
Are
So
you asking me?
are you
I mean,
asking us or
I don't know.
I'm just putting it out there.
you know?
Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, okay. So I'll tell you what I get from what you're putting out there. And for the 1 million time, it seems to be that there was a push. There was a push. I want to give feminism any type of credit at all, like it's positive because it's not. But there is a push to
Wow.
intimate into the workforce. That's cool, and you wanted to make some money, right? Um, I guess I'm a little perplexed because I always ask, like, because you made more money, does that stop your responsibility to your family and your home? Because if
I,
so, then men can have the same argument before you
Right.
got into the workforce. We can
so
have the
can I?
same. Go ahead. I'm shut up. Go ahead.
Don't say it like that. That's not. You know how they. Um,
No, please go.
Brother Lisa, I would like to ask just a couple of foundational questions just to make sure that, like I said, I like to make sure our all of our time is productive. So, at the end of this, I want us to be refreshed, you know? So, what exactly is the relationship or the situationship or what have you for this specific condition or case or scenario that we're discussing? Because those things actually have a lot, so much to weigh really heavily for the woman as far as how we handle, approach, respect, care, cover, depending on what the relationship is. So is this a marriage that we're discussing? Is this a intimate relationship, friends with benefits? Is this a um, cash and carry, like you do this for me, I do that for you, and we got that understood, we good friends? I mean, it's all types of relationships and situations and scenarios. So for a woman, you will have to be just a little more specific so that we can speak directly to what it is that you're asking.
Okay,
So we're
so
talking about all aspects of relationships, every last one, because it doesn't change across the board.
so let
If
me.
we're
I
talking
just want to
about,
ask. Go ahead,
go
brother.
ahead,
Please.
go ahead, brother.
I ask after you. Go ahead.
If we're talking about a guy pursuing a woman, they don't want that dude, that great guy that's checking 10 out of 10 boxes. I'm saying 9 out of 10 boxes, but he only makes $38,000 a year. He's nothing
We
if you're
switch.
making six figures. And I don't want to switch the goalposts, but
Excuse me.
But we
what I'm
are.
simply saying is in
We are.
all
The
aspects
sister,
of
hold on, bro. I got to
relationships.
interrupt. The sister asked a fair question.
Okay.
So she wants a guiding post for where this started.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what the
that's
sister
all.
wants. So,
Mhm.
Disa, give the
Yeah.
sister the guiding post that she asked
Yes,
for.
sir.
And then
Okay.
I do want to say this because Mr. Pete and Mr. Tia just said this, and I just happened to have this conversation earlier today, and it's so offensive and insulting to a woman when a man tries to tell her how a woman should do or feel, or because it's
I agree.
impossible for you to
I
be able
definitely agree with
to
that.
put yourself in that position, and that's
Yeah,
kind of, I
I agree.
think, disrespectful a little bit
Yeah,
to our
Okay.
position,
I could
and the
appreciate
fact
that.
that we are different species. Y'all male, we feel it'll never be the same.
right. But
I
we
could
do have a
appreciate
job
that.
description. Right.
Yes.
I want to be
So
fair.
here's the thing. With this, I was on TikTok cruising the BBL highway, and I'm joking. I'm joking, y'all. But I was perusing through the thing, and it was some lives on there. I was looking at some lives, and I saw something where some sisters had a post, and they were talking about their position as far as finances go, as far as them making money. But then towards the end they talked about rape culture, um, which I don't want to deal with that today. But then it said black women were being publicly scolded for surpassing black men.
Mm.
Um, and I was in my from my position, I was wondering, like, how is that? What is that? I'm hearing something.
Yeah, I'm hearing something too. Does somebody got to mute their phone or?
No, everybody is muted, but I don't know where it's coming from. But or I don't know if that. I hope it's not me echoing.
No,
But
I was somebody
No, I
talking in the
had just
background.
that was my fault. That was my background. I apologize.
oh, okay, okay. So so I was wondering, and I brought it up to the brothers. I was wondering, um, how is it that why is that something to that is even being considered as a point of reference in relation to our sojourn here in America together? Why is that something that we're using to measure our relationship, and our place in society? Why is it used as a way to, and what is it for? Is it to further create a divide? Are we saying that black men are less than now because you're getting more degrees and things like that? And exactly where does it place you in this society as a black woman to in relation to whoever you look at as the standard of being top tier? So I just wanted to know why this um, was even the topic, or and it's something that you constantly hear. So this wasn't just one place. This is something that you constantly hear. You can see it everywhere, So that's why we have this conversation. So
And my
it could
beautiful
be.
black brothers, if y'all can make sure y'all shut that conversation, that's why I want to arm y'all with everything that y'all need so that y'all can shut that conversation out every time you hear an inkling of it. Because at the end of the day, it's definitely more women than men, and that's
Mhm.
where they really trying to go with that. The power, the fem, like Mr. Bacteria was, he's speaking directly to. So that's real. That's what I see. That maybe other people may not on the surface is what it is looking like. But if they get us to go against each other, then that's gonna trickle down everywhere because we are the top. Everything trickles down. We set the trend. We've been doing that. We are that.
So, Sister Rashida, Shannon, anything y'all want to add?
We can't.
Unmute. Hold on. Let me.
Unmute.
Hold on. I will unmute her. She don't have to. I got her.
So right now, I'm really
Oh,
just listening because I want to hear where you're coming from. Because I guess I really have a problem with you guys deciding that the majority of women, or that's our point of view.
Thank you.
no,
Because
no. We didn't do that.
He
We
said
just
that.
wanted to know where it come from. Sweetie. That's all. That was me. I want to know where it comes from. You see
That
what I'm saying?
statement
Right.
Why?
was made, and
Why is
we
this?
addressed it. So I believe
I said it. I said it, and I'm gonna apologize to the ladies for saying that because I don't know how y'all think. I do know what I've experienced and what I've heard other brothers who experienced,
so
and that's what I was speaking to.
I can agree that there are going to be some women who may give up a relationship with someone who doesn't make six figures because they made a conscious decision about what they want in their lives, and they're willing to make whatever sacrifices it is to in order for them to live a way that they want to live. Now, that also means that they will choose not to date somebody who doesn't make that money. But it also means that they are aware that they may not find that man that checks off all those other boxes. But that's her choice, right? That doesn't make her less of a black woman or a woman at all. There are some women that don't desire to be mothers. There are some women who don't desire to be in relationships. There are some women who don't want to be in, monogamous relationships. And the problem is that there's this assumption that we are all supposed to be a certain thing. What it boils down to is that whatever expectations the man that is a part of my life has of me,
Hmm.
he is actually able to tell me what those expectations are, and then I in turn tell him what my expectations are of him, And if those things don't coincide with each other, then we're not the right fit. It's just a matter of fit. It doesn't mean that I'm any less of a woman. It doesn't mean that he's any less of a man. It just means that it's not the right fit. And to continue to have these discussions that say or make it seem as if there's something wrong with the black relationship is wrong. I feel like that's telling me that I'm not a black woman. You're telling me as a black man that I'm not the right black woman, or I'm not a true black woman because I don't fit what description or expectation you have of me. But I know what I want for me.
Okay. So, do you have a standard of what you want from a man? Right?
It varies.
Yeah.
And it varies. And I'm sure every man has a standard of what he expects for a woman. And of course, everybody should. But it doesn't make me less of a woman if I don't meet that man's standard.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yep. Anybody? Anybody else with it? No one. Everybody's quiet.
I agree.
So
I mean,
let me.
it's nothing to add or take away. That was
No.
absolutely
No.
wonderful.
No.
I mean, I'm sure
Okay.
every woman will agree. Like
It
that's
was
not.
beautifully said. Beautifully.
That's why we quiet because we don't have nothing to say. We it's been said. So if y'all listening and hearing us, that means when we quiet, y'all hear that we not saying.
I mean, of course, you all gonna agree with each other. I want to know, is there anything where do well? So let's get to that because I want to know is there a point to where in relationship in relation to black women where you all see a reason to hold each other accountable. Now, I understand what you're saying about the things about women not meeting a certain that they can be themselves or not fit a certain criteria. Are you? Hold on. Are you? I can't hear you, Rashida. You talking? Hold on one sec, Rashida. We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Rashida. It doesn't say our mic. Okay. Now unmute your mic, sweetie, and let's see if we lost you. Can you hear me, T?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Rashida still. Let me see. Let me see if I can. Hold on one second, sweetie. Oh, you just lost her. Oh, that's what it
She'll
was. We
come
we
back.
were losing her. Yeah, we're
Yes.
okay. Okay, let's get her. See if she come on back in. Shannon, you have anything you wanted to add to that? Is there a point to where black women would see fit
Um,
to hold each other accountable for? Okay,
Actually,
go ahead.
I don't um have a point about that, about accountability, but I do want to dial it back to a point earlier in the conversation about how, statistically black women are out, out earning and out educating black men. And I want to know if you guys have any perspective on why more black men aren't going to college or pursuing advanced degrees,
Hmm.
um, to help, like, mitigate that divide.
Well, I
If
don't
we're
think it's
making more, if we're obtaining more degrees, why aren't our men doing the same?
so. What value does the degree bring?
Well, I mean that's based on I mean the desired,
No,
you
no,
know.
and not trying to be funny. I want to know what value
I'm
does
I'm
the
I'm
degree
answering.
bring?
I'm answering your question.
Okay, I'm listening.
Depending on what the end goal or the outcome is as far as your 5 year, 10 year, 20 year plan for yourself and your business, then if it adds value or will make you a more marketable individual based on whatever your passion, your purpose, whatever it is that you are, doing or have decided to your career or whatever your life's work is going to be. If it is valuable or adds anything to that, then that's where the value comes. And you can't kind of really place any value on education because that's the one thing you can't nobody take away from you once you got it, what you know.
Okay, so can I ask a question? So if there's a man or a woman who goes to college and she has her,
Shannon just unmuted. I don't want to interrupt. I'm sorry.
I mean, I did unmute, but I was gonna wait until he finished to kind of jump in, because I think we can all agree that our problem, Black men and women's problem in America, has been white supremacy since we got here. Um, and one of the ways that we can get from under the thumb of white supremacy is by providing for and establishing our own. Right, but we still have to work within the confines of the government under which we live. So we need more Black doctors. We need more Black nurses. We need Black dentists. We need Black vets. Like, there's so many fields that you have to have a degree in order to enter into, that we need in order to build a self-sustaining community
Functional.
for us to function. Yeah, correct. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Um, that you can't say what's the purpose of a degree when we need these things in our community.
no,
I
because
need to be
you
able to go
can say
to
that.
a Black dentist. I need to be able to have a Black OBGYN so that my risk for dying during childbirth isn't 4 times as likely if I go
Because
to a
the
white
because
doctor.
the because the practitioner is able to relate to the different things that I, as a melanated individual and woman, that I experience, because there are differences. It's real. Like
And so again, my
hormonal.
my question is I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
You
But my
got
No, go
question
ahead.
is
Go ahead.
is why aren't we pushing our men down these paths?
And who says that the men aren't going down the path? Again,
you
when the
just did.
sister said that,
I
huh?
think I think you just did.
No, no, no. I just asked what does the value bring? What is the value of that degree, of this advanced degree? Now, if you talk about doctors and you talk about service to our community, then yes, we need those people that in those positions. So, but I want to know what is the value of the degree when it comes to, let's say, a man who works his way up in the company, who starts in the mailroom, who doesn't have a degree but learns his company, works his
We're
way up
not
in the company.
excluding anyone.
I'm sorry.
We're not excluding anyone, and I don't or
Okay,
belittling or
but and
diminishing.
that's
But I
that's
believe
what I'm
what
saying.
Shannon was, Sister
So
Shannon.
so what I'm asking is, how is it that this degree brings this man value, or some professor saying that he's educated, than him learning on the job and becoming the master in that field himself or herself? How is this degree more valuable than that education and learning on the job and growing through that? How does that degree add up to say that this person is less valuable because they don't have their master's degree? How is they less valuable? But they're running a company, or they know how they don't learn the job so much that they learn how to start their own company.
Why is there an
Nobody's
assumption? Why is there an assumption that because
I
we're
just
not
asked
saying
the question about where is the value of the degree. That's what I asked the question. Where does the degree bring you value? And I'm saying, how does that make a person more valuable because they have one? Now, if you're talking about, well, you need a degree to become a doctor and all that shit, okay, fine, we understand that.
I
But you
think
also
I
need,
answered you.
I'm sorry,
I
go
think
back to
I
your
answered.
original question, sweetheart. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I answered you.
what was it?
If you have a whatever your plan is, because that's what she was saying earlier. The last Miss Rashida just was saying, when you know who you are and what your goals are and what you want to do and accomplish as a individual. She was saying as a
Hmm.
woman, but as an individual, as a man, then you got a 5 year, 10 year, 20 year plan, and if that degree adds value to what where you're trying to go, and it makes it easier for you to get there because it's going to open some doors and let you in some rooms that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get in, because that's just in my mind a diploma is a receipt. That's you paid all your bill your on time, you turned in your assignments. That's a great on effort, not on understanding or intellectualism. Not on based on what you understand. It's actually a gauge of effort. Did you put in the effort, do the assignment, turn it in when it was supposed to be turned in? You know what I'm saying? That so, but what it does, understanding how the system that we work within, having it gets me in that room is valuable. If I want to get in that room, that's one. And then two, knowledge. What I said, education is something that you cannot take. So it's invaluable, really, because yeah, I'm
And see, to take that on the flip side, you got to realize that, let's just say, I don't value anything that's really materialistic. I am a very organic, free spirit, whatever, whatever. Let's say all of those things. So me having a man that has a master's or doctorate wouldn't really matter because that's not the choices that I've made for me, right?
Mhm.
So how much money he makes, how much, how many degrees he has won't matter to me depending upon who I am. But that man who knows how to farm, who understands agriculture, who
Mhm.
understands how to be holistic, that man will be invaluable to me if
Mhm.
that's who I am. Understand, it's about matching personalities and needs and wants. That's all that it matters, because obviously what men are going after are women who are not matches, and then becoming frustrated because those women are rejecting them because they're not the right woman for you.
I haven't seen that, but
yeah, improperly set expectations, like Kevin Samuels was speaking to.
Wow.
Who want
Wow.
what you want,
so
knowing what you want. And then, like Miss Rashida
I,
was, I
I need to
agree
know
with you, Miss Rashida.
where are we
Miss
seeing where
Rashida,
men are
No,
frustrated?
no, L, let's get back on the train tracks, man.
No,
Let's
no, no,
get back
no.
on the
We
train
are.
tracks,
We're
please.
still on the train tracks because I
what
want to
what
see
Miss
where.
Rashida just said, I agree with 100 million%, but just want to restate that I started my statement with if that adds value to your 5 year, 10 year, 20 year plan. Because if you are, like she said, urban farming, you don't need it. It doesn't add value. So that's not a blanket type of closed ended question that can be just.
Again, it's what does
It may or
the
may not
degree
add value.
add?
So that's not
No,
a
no, no. But we're talking about
valid.
okay. You're taking it to a personal thing, but the sister said
No,
where at the
no,
beginning
no.
where we brought it back to a societal thing or a communal thing. Where does the degree add value to men that are still productive, very productive? That's all I'm asking. How is it that the degree takes or not having degree takes away from that man being productive in society? What does it do for you? Okay, let's say what would it do if I got a degree, if I got this super advanced degree, but I'm not working in that field? What does that degree add? Because that is more than likely what happens to a lot of black men as we
My,
go to school. Now, I'm speaking from my understanding of what from a black man's perspective. Go ahead, Rashida.
but who said that he had to have one?
No, the sister Shannon spoke about pushing towards advanced degrees, and that's what I
Yeah,
was.
no, I asked
Right.
why, like, if you believe, like, as statistics show, like, black women are out educating black men, why aren't more black men pursuing degrees? And it
Because
doesn't
we're not
have to be
chasing
an
black
advanced
women in that
degree. You
aspect.
can, like, anybody
We're
can,
building
it
our
can be a
families and we're building
technical,
our
it can be
communities,
a technical degree,
and we
which
don't
you
need
can
white
get
people to
in
tell us that
mechanical,
makes us
you can get
valuable.
in mechanics, you can get
It's black
in,
colleges. You can't
I'm
you don't
sorry.
want a degree from a black college. You said white
there's
people. It's not a
there's
black
Let me ask you something. Tell
agricultural
me,
schools.
tell me one black owner of a black college.
a black owner of a black college.
Yeah, tell me one
Um,
black
There
person.
isn't one.
well,
There isn't one.
at this point, it's all that's all government federally regulated.
It has
But
always
what's
been.
your what's your point with that? What is
You
the
just
point of
said it.
that? What
You
is the
just said
point?
it.
Right. What
You
is the
just
point of
said.
what
You
you're
just
sharing? What
said
you're saying?
it's black colleges, and I'm asking you. I just said something about white people, so you throw up black colleges, and I said, okay, well then, tell me one black person that own the black college. Tell me
Okay.
the owner of a black college, black institution.
I
So,
can't. What does that have to do
Right.
with the
so,
issue that
So
we're
it's still
discussing?
so it goes back to what I just
Do
said.
you want to
We
be
don't need white people to
proactive
tell us. We don't need white
in
people certifying our
conversation here?
productivity. That's all I'm saying to you.
And nobody said that.
Well, why would you bring that up then?
You did, sweetheart.
No, no. Why would you
You
bring
said
up
we don't
black
need
colleges?
white people to
What
tell
what what
us.
was that?
That's what you.
Tell me why would you bring that up?
You
Because
brought that up. So
if I
the
just
least
said that, if I just said that we don't need white people to
you
certify
trying to
our
argue a knowledge,
productivity.
man.
No, I'm asking a question. But you said, and then you bring up black colleges, and I say, well, tell me one black person own a black college. So what I'm saying is, it still will be certified by white folks.
so let's let that go. Let's let that go and get back to the topic at hand. You know what I mean? It's really. I'm trying to be as nice as I know how to be.
This is not, and I see this. We're not discussing relationships. We were discussing where is it, who's keeping score of black women surpassing black men. This shit ain't about no relationship. I can give a shit about talking about relationships. We're talking about why is this a standard? Why has this become some measuring stick? This is what this is about. Why are we using this as a measuring stick where women are getting degrees? How does that make you more valuable to who are you trying to be valuable to? Is the question I asked at the beginning.
So may I ask a question? Do you guys feel inferior to a woman who makes more than you, and why? If
There is no such thing as feeling inferior coming from
That's
me.
my.
What do we
All
feel
right,
inferior?
tag. Listen, man, I'm getting off the ropes. Fuck it, I'm getting off the ropes. We want to know why the fuck women
Dude,
feel like they are
where is
something
this?
so y'all
better
gonna be
than, or
dismissive.
I'm
Hold on,
saying
hold
I'm
on,
not being
Okay,
disdain.
hold on.
No,
Can I
I'm not being dismissive.
can I say,
Uh,
What makes you feel that your education gives you the opportunity to
bro?
be? Fuck that, man.
Hold
I'm
on.
not doing
I've
it.
been quiet for at least 15, 20. I ain't said nothing, and I don't
yeah,
feel like
go ahead.
Go ahead,
Go
man.
ahead, brother.
Let me mute my fucking mic.
this is useless. It's because we don't. It seems as though we don't want to talk collectively. Our questions are aimed at the collective of black women. We're not talking about the one, two, or however many black women it is that might have a counter perspective to the question that we're asking. Right? We're asking the question to black women that there is this narrative out there that black women are surpassing black men. What we're interested in finding out, because that is a narrative. That is. It's not made up. That is a narrative. What we're interested in finding out is why that is even a subject.
Right. That's all I'm asking.
I believe
Sisters?
it's a subject because, and please don't chew my head off, but when you think about where we are in society, how we live,
Who's speaking?
where we live,
Oh, Shannon.
Shannon,
Okay, I'm sorry.
yes,
Okay, got you. I'm sorry.
how we live, where we live, what how are black men contributing to our lifestyles, right? And not just buying bags and flying and and taking you on trips, but actually building communities for us.
Actually building communities for you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's an answer. I've got an answer. Thank you.
Go
I'm not
ahead,
saying,
baby.
but go ahead, please.
Like when it comes to getting a plot of land, building a house, right? Building another house right next to it. Actually building up our community from the ground up. Where are black men in this narrative? So women have had to go out and hustle, get degrees, and work corporate jobs and figure out how to make money. Where are our men in this scenario that are building our communities? So we have a place to lay our heads.
Mhm.
So we can depend on our men for safety, security, and prosperity. Right?
Doc, you want to
Where
answer?
where our community where our gardens, right? So
No.
I don't have to go in Walmart. I can, you know, I can go here.
Yes. Yes.
No,
Like,
go ahead.
why aren't we talking about actually building a community instead of what black women are doing to bring the community down? What community?
So I'm gonna say something that
Thank you for that answer.
most women won't
Hold
be
on, sister. Hold
popular.
on, sister. Let's let
Let,
Doc
let,
respond, please.
no, no, let her say what she got to say real quick, D. Go
No,
ahead.
I don't have no response. I'm not responding to what she said.
He,
We asked her a question, and
she
she
gave an answer.
and I want to
That's
thank.
respect. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay. Go ahead, Rashida.
Well, I want to say that due to unpopular, I mean, whether we want to be on, we most women won't be honest about this, but the truth is, we do what we have to do, not because we want to, but because we have to. We don't have we don't have all these resources, so we go get degrees, we go get jobs, we go do all of these things to make sure that we can survive and move forward. Because if we don't, nobody else will. That doesn't mean that we discount our black men. That just simply means that we're able to be in a position where we can move a little bit more freely
Yes,
than you guys can.
yes, ma'am.
But that doesn't mean that we discount you. But we do what we have to do to attain wealth, to be able to survive, to provide for ourselves and our offspring. Because us having offspring by black men lets us know that we don't discount our black men, but it still means that those black men who who are part of our lives can't sustain us.
Do
So
somebody
we
need to
have
mute?
to create a way
No,
for us to
I
be
think
able
that's
to
Rashida's
sustain
background.
ourselves.
Go ahead, baby. Keep talking. We're making it out.
I mean, I just think that's it. I mean, I don't. That's not a whole lot left to say. We do what we have to do in order to survive.
So you saying that that is the response to the question in terms of why it's even a subject of black women surpassing black men?
Right.
Okay.
Black women surpass men as far as getting degrees is because they know in order for them to be able to be promotable in society and to acquire wealth, they have to.
Okay.
Moldable.
Okay. All right. So we got our answer. It took a while, but we got our answer. Thank you for answering our questions. Now, do do we want to respond to that? Okay. I didn't. All right. Now,
I appreciate it.
We can't
now
let this shit hit the floor, man. Go ahead and
I,
respond.
no. I'm not. I don't have nothing. Chanel, and Rashida. Thank you, ladies. I truly appreciate you all for answering those questions. And yeah, that's all I got.
I have more questions, but
what's the
I
let's
do.
let's get it. Let's ask the question. Let's just
Okay.
make sure that
Okay. So
we deal with the question that's being asked.
okay. No. So I mean, based on them saying, black men not building communities, not because I they must be just totally void of history.
I'm muting.
You must be totally absent of the history of what the communities that we have built.
These.
No, brother, this is
All
bullshit.
right,
No,
come on.
no,
Fine.
no, let it ride. It's not bullshit. That I think those answers really were great answers
They
because
are
it's
they're they're very answers, but
because they're not dealing with the them are blunt answers. They're not. We're not asking them to delve into whatever the circumstances are. I think that's what our sisters wanted to do in the beginning, but we
what's
sort
that?
of took that away from them, and we
Took what
asked
away?
yeah, we asked them to answer the questions directly, and I think they did. Now, in terms of the circumstances of why we're not building communities, or I think that's what you want to touch on. Am I right?
For me, brother, yes, sir.
Yeah,
I
okay.
would. I would have loved to. But I was stopped.
Yeah.
So because when we talk about, you know, all right, okay, I'm gonna be quiet because it goes to show that when you live in a soundbite generation, or when we live in this type of video clip, you know, this small, they take this small bit of, you know, whatever the fuck, man, and then you take it and you say, well, you're not doing this when we have done that. And what is it called, Jay? What was it when they tore down Black Bottom? What do you call that when they tore those places down? What is it?
Riots?
No, not just riots. What do they call urban renewal? Yeah.
Oh, you talking? No, you talking about the freedom, the yeah, you talking about urban renewal as it relates to the Highway Act and
That they yes
yeah,
yes that
yeah,
they ran through.
yeah,
Um,
feminism.
yeah,
Uh, uh, you want to talk about the factors that
it
help destroy uh,
destroyed
the
communities.
ability to create and sustain societies? That wasn't the question we asked.
Yeah, but that was the question they
Yeah, that's
that
a
was something
wormhole. That's excuses. That's we don't want to deal with that.
no,
Hey,
I know.
yeah.
And I think that once we take a great look, and I will you know implore our sisters to look further into history, into but because the thing
And
is,
let me say this, and there are uh, a litany of studies and books, academic books that have been written on why men are like kind of staying away from colleges, why we're not pursuing advanced degrees and different things like that. Even books about how we as black men even view education and how we're treated by education.
So I just want to just second Shannon, or just
okay,
reiterate what she stated, because I don't think you guys heard her clearly. Because but the reason that we're saying that is because we're listening to what you're saying, and so obviously you didn't. Because what she said was, in order for us to have a functional society or space, community, it's going to require certain occupational trades as well as careers. You got to have, in order to have a functioning or effect a community, a school, a hospital, grocery store. That means certain degrees or certain licenses or certifications in order to
You see, I
function.
can't hear anymore. You see?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, I was just saying that there are. I I don't think any of the brothers here.
So I
We do.
just think that's what she was sharing. Not
Yeah,
saying that
yeah. I
it's
no.
just
I
more
get it.
one way or the other, or it's something that everybody is no blanket, absolute one way. It's just we can't be dismissive or exclusive of any parts of the sphere or the scope of work that we're looking at, because we're rebuilding a community. So we can't be dismissive or, high minded, thinking because
So
of this our situation, we don't
I
got to
I
be considered the
I
other
I, I
situations.
I
no,
think that
no, no, no,
the
no, no.
irony of that
I
is
have
that
one
there
question.
is a
Hold
group
on,
of
bro.
people
Can I
that
can
is
I
dismissive.
can I ask one question? How do we have a community when there's no nucleus? Where's the nucleus? Where is the
The
beginning?
family unit is the nucleus. But go ahead,
We,
Shannon, because
we're
I was
not
backing
family.
you up. I apologize.
What you say, Doc?
Yeah, bro is right, and I think my sister is right. Who's saying, yeah, the family is the nucleus, but we're not family. We want to talk about education and all this shit, but we don't like each other. What the fuck are we now? I'm not trying to
I'm
do.
sorry, sir. I don't know if you ever had a family, but I got one, and we don't all like each other. And
No,
last
no,
time I
no,
checked, a lot of
no,
them
no,
niggas get
no,
on my
no,
nerves,
no,
but I
no, no,
love
no,
them, and
no,
I
no.
fight a brick wall about them, and with them when they right and when
Yeah,
they
yeah,
wrong, and can't
yeah.
nobody
That's
say nothing
cool.
about it but
That's
me.
cool and nice. But
It's
you have
not
more
cool and nice.
patience.
That's not
That's
true.
come on. That's nice. You have more patience with your kinfolk. That's cool. We all know that. But that's not where we are right now.
That's not
Are
how it
y'all
We want
is.
to
trying to
deal with where we.
argue? I don't understand what's going
I
on
mean,
here.
let me ask you something,
We
sister. Do you think
arguing
because you
every
say something, we supposed to shut up? The brother's giving you an answer. Stop that. You say something,
yeah,
there's
the
going to
way
be
that you're
somebody on here that
talking to me right
disagrees.
Wait,
now.
So
wait,
please
wait,
be
wait.
calm.
Whoa.
Like that might not be where we are, but it's where we need to be.
Yeah,
And so
but
I think this
we're talking
conversation should be
about where we
centered
are right now.
about
We're
Yeah, I'm
talking
trying
about
how
to
we get to
No,
educate.
this
where
this
we need to
conversation
be.
is centered around getting to the point.
right.
That's what
It
it's
was the
centered
point.
What
around.
is the point? What
That's what
is
we're
the
asking
point?
you.
Better together. We need to do better together as a unit. All of us.
Okay,
Everyone.
so
Like,
if we're doing better together as a unit, we're saying that that unit has to start somewhere. And being that the narratives that we're hearing and that we're dealing with as men, we're not asking you to understand it. I'm telling you what we're dealing with as men. The same way you told me that I can't speak for women, I don't need you to speak for me. I need you to listen to me at this point. We are hearing that we are worthless without degrees. We are hearing that we are in competition with our woman because of certain ideals that they believe to be more valuable. Even the idea of a high value man has not come from us. This is what we're telling you that, and what we're saying is we just want to see how you all see it and why this is the narrative, why we're having this conversation, and how we can get over this hurdle to get back to a black nuclear family, which starts in home, like you said, and build a community. Because we are not going to sit here and say we have a community. We don't. We got neighborhoods and kinfolk. That's it. That's all.
and I guess this just goes back to my like original statement. What
Okay.
makes a community, right? So you have your family needs a place to stay. Unless you have the resources to go and buy a house or build a house, you rent a house. Who are you renting your house from? Right? Does that person look like you? Does that person look like, who holds the
Again,
majority of the wealth in this country? Like, so we can go
again,
around and around in a circle about this, but until we realize
again,
that we all
this
have a
it comes
common
back
goal.
to the point. The point is that we should. We talked about white supremacy earlier, so you're saying that what we should do is make ourselves more appeasing to white people.
No, no, no.
Okay.
That is definitely not what I said.
Okay.
But
All right.
what I know is if I was to go and purchase 100 acres right now and
Mhm.
build houses on those acres, I would need a licensed contractor, right? You would need licensed electricians. In order to get your license, you have to go to school. You have to pass a state board. You have to follow the guidelines of the
So
government that we live in.
so let me
And
ask
that
you.
requires education,
You don't
right?
believe that the so-called black community has those?
No, we do have those. I know we have those. Family members, right? With men that have those. But I'm saying, like, y'all are talking in general. I'm speaking in general.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I feel like y'all, this conversation was just centered
No,
towards black women
No,
And
no,
the
no, it
narrative, and
wasn't.
it was like it came off as sort of, let's gang up on black women,
No, 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 no.
and
That
and
absolutely
the
wasn't.
narrative about black
That
women,
absolutely wasn't
but
it.
it didn't.
We, but we. So if you give
But
us an
we're
answer,
all the problems within our
okay,
community. We are
I
all the
got you.
problem.
I agree. But if we have a conversation and some some points come up that we need clarity on and clarification for, then I don't think it should be looked at as an attack or ganging up on black women. I think, sister Shannon, I think that when you, if you take, or if our sisters, and I'm gonna say this now, this may sound like I'm ganging up on black women. I'm not, but I'm saying if our sisters take the time to look at the history of what black men have done, the way black men have died, the way black men have fought, black men have gone off the war to come back and not be received as a man, going off the
So
war.
we haven't.
Listen, sister, let me finish, sweetheart. This, see,
Mm.
this is the thing. This is the thing that my brother was mentioning earlier, right? This is what he was mentioning earlier. When we mention something about us, it is not that we're mentioning something about. Please, sister. I mean, I'm begging you just to hear me. When we are mentioning something about us, right? It is not exclusionary of the black woman and her troubles. We're saying, sister, this is what we went through too. You were fucking there with us. So don't
But that
double down.
acknowledgement seems like it doesn't come. It seems
But
like
you
that you
have,
guys
but the
have
thing is, sweetheart, you're not listening.
carried the burden and we
Huh?
have added on to it and not been on the
No,
front
no,
lines
no, no,
fighting.
no, no. That's not what we're saying.
But that's how it comes off.
That's
Okay, so the way
that's
that
because you're letting feelings get in the way. But if you listen, I promise you, you will hear exactly what we're saying. We are saying, dear sister, that we have, we know that you have rolled with us, but we need you to acknowledge that we have been through some shit too. That's all we're saying. We need you to acknowledge that, that you have flaws too.
we roll with you too.
And we roll with you through it all.
We was in the car
And I'm
together.
not saying, and listen, and not because we go back to some previous shows where some sisters said, well, y'all dated white women when y'all got into sports. You know how many percentage of men make it into the pros?
Less than
What the
Not
one
enough to
percentage?
percent.
make a difference.
I know that's
Exactly.
right. That's all I'm
Exactly.
saying. And so what we're saying is that as a collective, right now we're seeing, okay, this is a competition. And so all I'm asking is why? You see what I'm saying? Why does this have to be a competition? Why is it that, okay, let's just say, let's do it like let's go back to the old days, where the nigga with the dope money, what I'm saying, he went, he had the ability to pay, but he could use his sister's, the lady who he was dealing with name. You see what I'm saying? Why are we not understanding that we can connect like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we should deal dope or nothing. No, I'm just saying. But the thing is that when niggas with dope money need that shit, y'all right fucking there. You're right fucking there. So let's stop with the bullshit. You're right there. And
I'm
that's
just
all.
gonna say that that is a very limited and narrow-minded mindset
Hey, but look, here's the
of
thing.
black
But
women.
but but it's no.
Like, I'm just gonna
See,
say
whether
that
it's limited or narrow minded, is it true?
I mean, to somebody it is, but is it
Right.
true to a
Has it
community
has
as
it
a
happened
whole?
enough? Has it
No, it's
happened enough
not.
to hold on? Has it happened enough to where, and this would go back to another show
Yeah,
where
if you watch enough Power and BMF, of course, it's happening all the time. Like, but that's
no,
not
no, no,
real
no. If
life.
you
Like,
where do you
that's
live?
not real life. I live in Macon, Georgia.
Oh, she says not real life. No, baby, it is real life. It's real life. It's real life. That's why so many brothers are in jail now. Because you know why? Because guess what? We wanted to bring some value to ourselves because we wanted women. You know what I'm saying? It's just the guy's honest truth. Well, oh, you know what? These motherfuckers ain't hiring me. Guess what? They gave me this dope. I'm gonna do that. I'm not a dope dealer. I have never so dope in my life.
Yeah,
But I understand
it's a cop out, right? It's an easy way
it's
out.
not an easy way out.
Instead of struggling
It's a
to
mean of
learn,
it's a means of survival.
instead of struggling and learning, right, and taking the time to learn a
For
trade
you to
or
walk away from it
discipline.
during that time too.
So watch this. Here's what I'm gonna say.
First
Hold
of
on,
all,
hold on,
first of
hold
all,
on. Let me say
you
this.
shouldn't be dating or trying to build a family as a man if you're not financially stable.
Well, let me
If you
ask you.
don't have a home to bring a woman into, you shouldn't be.
All that shouldn't shit sounds good until you test a man or a woman against their nature.
Wow, wow. So
It
here's what I'm
sounds
gonna say.
fine until you deal with that.
Hold
Till we
on,
deal
bro.
with nature and what's natural.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Let's just say this. We know that we've had men who sustained homes, who built homes. We've had carpenters and all of that. You know what I'm saying? If we talk about the pre desegregation, we actually had communities where we had doctors and lawyers and grocery stores and wood farms and builders and all of that. And we chose to walk away from that. Now you're saying to me that we need to choose to walk back into that. We need to digress, is what you're saying.
What's that? His sister just was thanking me for her invite.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we're saying this. We don't want to compete with you. We don't want to have the narrative of you're better than me or I'm better than you. We want the narrative to be that we are us. Period. Nothing more, nothing less. And to say that the narrative that a woman is excelling or exceeding her man is not an actual thing, that is bullshit. And it's completely disingenuous because we see it every day. You turn on any social media platform, it's right there. You walk in any store, it's right there. All we're saying is let's attack the problems and not the people.
Yeah.
We're not saying that our woman is not anything. We're not attacking you. We're simply saying, I have a plight, you have a plight. Let's attack the plight.
That's it.
Let me
And the
ask y'all a
narrative,
question. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all
come
been
on,
attacked?
hell,
Ooh,
fuck yeah.
Have
Yes,
y'all
ooh,
been?
definitely.
black
Have
man.
y'all? Hold on. I got questions because I can't nobody else.
Good.
Have y'all been attacked?
Yes,
Have you been attacked by black women?
yes.
Yes.
When the narrative of you being attacked by black women, did you personalize it?
No.
No.
Did you say, well, they do stuff too?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
And has that been the narrative? I'm 46 years old. We've been going through this like this. I mean, this is like this ain't nothing. It's
I
like
mean,
breathing air.
and I think what Shannon doesn't understand, and this is not saying that Shannon is uneducated, but I think she's
No,
uneducated
no.
in this part.
Before
Because I'm not dissing Shannon's knowledge at all. Shannon, you have to realize, sister, if you go back and you look at the family, the family court system, how many brothers are caught up in that? You know what I'm saying? How many brothers have their resources? Let me tell you something. I can tell you something right now, and I'm on live, and I tell you this. I had to tell a judge because they took my barber's license, my driver's license. I'm still a barber. You understand? I don't give a fuck what they say. They weren't stopping me. I'm a father. They wanted to take they made me pay for kids that wasn't mine, sweetie. If you really want to know the fucking truth. I ain't blame nobody. I ain't dog no black woman for that. I tell you, if I could tell you my whole fucking story, I could right now. But I'm telling you, here and now, you talking to a man who's been through the ringer, and men that have been through the ringer at the hands of black women. And I guarantee you, I'm not turning my back on no sister. And I haven't. And I could be one of those sucker ducks that do, but I haven't.
Yeah, you are. So,
we
no,
still trying to
that
we
gets small,
still
nigga.
trying to
Because listen, it's a
reconnect.
problem with that though.
Hmm?
Because
You said what?
this is not that's your personal experience and a whole collective experience. It's not
Yeah,
just you, Adisa.
I know.
This is our
This
reality.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm just
saying, like,
using my experience so I could personalize it for her. Just when she said we gang up on black women, I'm saying you have to look at this shit. Ain't
what I'm
nobody ganging up
I
on black
get it.
women. We
What
ain't
I'm
doing
saying
that.
what I'm saying to you is when we in dialogue with them, it seems to be an issue where they do individualize things.
Yes,
Where we
sir.
have a conversation like, not all black women do this, not all black women do
Right.
that. And that is a senseless conversation because we
Yes.
have to talk about the average or what is perceived to be the average by the narrative because we still can talk about that.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, any conversation that doesn't have an end goal in mind is senseless, right?
But
So we can go back and forth about the narrative, right? About personal feelings, but what is the end goal, right? What type of family, what type of society,
here's
what type of community do you want to see come
let me
from these
ask you this,
conversations?
sister. Let me ask you this.
Hard to do.
The end goal was to find out why there's been this
Yeah.
perceived. That's all the end goal was of tonight's topic. We're not trying to y'all think we're supposed to get on here and talk about hope, peace, love,
Yeah.
and kumbaya. And
Get back to
that ain't
exclusivity.
the reality of what we're
Fuck
dealing
all that.
with, baby.
Yes, but the things that you have issue with aren't my reality, right?
I understand that
So I
it
don't
may
Nah,
not
have
be your
kids.
reality. Shannon, hold on,
Exactly.
Shannon.
So how can I speak on another woman?
but no,
I it's hold on.
We
I
wasn't.
have hold on, hold
That's the
on.
thing. We
Let
wasn't
me
even
finish
talking
off.
about you speaking on other women, boo boo. And what do you
Hold
have?
on. Let me
No,
get this.
no. Because
I have never been
again,
beaten up by the police. I've
she
never
leave.
been choked by the police.
She left.
I
It's
have
okay.
never been shot by a police officer. But I think I still can talk about police brutality at the hands of black men.
Come on, man.
Right? Now, I'm glad that happened. Because we don't need that.
I don't. I promise you. I think.
Listen, if they can't speak, like, they finally did speak to the topic. Finally did. But that's what I think we need to do.
Why is it that you know?
Because talking about, I
It's
didn't even let you ask the question and I'll just answer it. I told you, talking about black women as it relates to black men
It's
is not
taboo. It's
fashionable.
taboo.
They
It's
don't,
taboo.
you can't do it.
yeah.
It's fucking
You
taboo. And
can't do it. Not everybody is Karis.
Yeah.
You
the shit
understand what
is
I'm saying?
it's
So
so fucking disheartening, man, to want to be able to bridge a gap and to have somebody pour gasoline and hold a fucking match on that bridge.
Man,
It's
you know what?
disheartening.
I'm gonna
what's
tell you
the
something.
gap? I think it's like I remember a lot of people say, "What's the end goal?" A lot of people
Right.
say, "What's the solution?" Nigga, you can't even discuss the problem.
Problem.
I hate that fucking
Can't even
notion.
talk with us.
Okay, we talk. Okay, we got that now. What's the end goal? To be able to have a conversation about what is currently actually happening.
And we're not trying to gang up on you, baby girl. We
I
just want.
am, man. I think we should
No,
gang
we're
up
not
on it, man. We need to
We're
get
not
the
gonna
Foot
do
Clan. I
that
keep
shit,
telling
man.
you, I
We ain't
do
doing
believe
that.
this, man. They've been ganging up on us for 46 years. That's how long I've been on the planet.
We ain't
yeah.
doing it, man.
Yeah,
But the
man.
thing is,
Well, I'm
we
gonna
just
find somebody to off YouTube,
we
nigga.
just want a perspective as to why. And I think that the problem
I
is that
still
a lot of them,
off y'all niggas,
a
man.
lot, huh?
Help me out, man. I find somebody. I'll tell you, you ain't walking away from him. Watch my back get small, nigga. And I'm gonna start my own podcast called "Look at Them Other Dumb Niggas." I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna have a picture of Treese fucking cooking cookies and lingerie and shit,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna watch you. You have fucking medicine for y'all migraines.
Hey,
like
man.
watch my back get small. We
Look, man.
tolerate madness. This is
I'm
madness.
I'm gone, dog. I'm gone.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
man.
don't be gone. Don't be
It's,
gone now. This is live right now. Pure, unadulterated. What you gonna do when
but I
Doctor
don't,
come
I
for
don't, I
you?
don't
Like,
get why our sisters, because we wasn't. I don't think we were ganging up. We just wanted
yes.
answers. I mean, I don't know if I said anything offensive, and if I did, and they felt offended, I apologize. You feel that way, but you
The
know
offense
that wasn't
is
my intention.
You
the
heard.
Um,
offense
Listen,
is a
she
the
said
offense
that
is
one of the
always
sisters said. One of the sisters said, "We feel like." Basically, I'm summarizing her. I'm not gonna quote. I'm summarizing her. What? Basically, an attack on women.
yeah, no,
Hold on. I'm okay with that perspective, but it ain't an attack on men when they saying we ain't shit. Like it just ain't an attack then.
but hold on, wait a minute. It's not an attack on men when you say we not building communities and stuff like that, and that's an attack on men because the thing is, if you have to go at a historic.
No, I'm on their side on this. You always you listen, man. I'm cutting you off. I don't give a fuck about no rules. I got cut off tonight so much. I feel like I don't got no goddamn fucking legs or no. I'm an amputee victim, and I'm fucking talking my shit right now. So I don't give a damn what damn one of y'all say. You expect to have a reasonable, logical discussion all the time.
Who, me?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I
you do.
do.
Stop it.
I know. I'm
This
sorry.
is insanity. How many times do you have to go through this to realize that it's not going to happen?
I know I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I admit I'm stupid. I
Not
be
going.
looking for.
And then I'm the bad guy because all I'm trying to do is get the motherfucking question answered. We spent 50 minutes on college, I mean, all type of building a community up. We didn't ask that.
Yeah, I know.
We asked, why is
all
this a subject matter?
But see,
But
here's
they
the
did
thing.
find me in. I
When
respect
you asking them something, you know what I'm saying, and you get to talking about advancing in degrees and things
brother.
like
You,
that.
I'm cutting all y'all. I don't give a fuck what. Now I don't care. I don't got no manners. You just told me. I hope you keep this shit too, because I'm crying because I'm an amputee victim. Now I got no limbs. They cut me off. You just told me when we having these discussions, we need to do it like the minister.
Yeah, like the minister.
And what the minister do? We bring it right back to the question.
Yeah.
No, we ain't talking all that. Answer the
Mhm.
question. Well, where are we going to find out what you think about this specific question? How does this solve anything? Maybe it don't. But we're just asking you to answer this question.
Right. Yeah.
this
But listen,
was
y'all.
the Mulberry Bush show today. We went all around the fucking
The mulberry
Mulberry
bush, huh?
Bush.
We all on the mulberry bush.
Woo!
Yeah.
Oh, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro,
Well,
So basically the answer to the question was it's a subject because they have to do what they have to do
in order to survive.
in order to survive because we're no fucking help.
and again, that's it's funny. I don't know, man.
Let me wipe the tears out my eyes, man.
It's
Whew,
Now
shit.
you
because
want to have this whole historical conversation about how some one group of people left another group of people. How my man put it, they got mass education and we got mass incarceration. Like that has like that has nothing to do with the disparity. It has nothing to do with um gender-based politics on school campuses. You want to talk that?
yeah,
Mm. But at the end of the day, dog, we see it don't matter. I don't care if they inside. I don't care if they outside. They all got the same perspective of us when
Well,
it
I ain't
comes
saying
to talking
nope.
about our
I'm not
problem.
saying all. I'm gonna name Karis her own people.
She
Like
no, she
she is a Karis.
she
Like
is a unicorn.
like shit.
Yeah, man, that's weird. But I'm seriously like,
And you was
impressed.
over here. L was on that shit like, nah, brother, we can reach him, we can talk to him. You
I
know what I'm
told him.
saying?
I
I'm
told him.
doing.
I told him. I told him.
Like, bro, it's not gonna happen. We are not gonna be seen as anything other than.
You know, I'm telling you, man.
That's my new name for us, pets. We are designer fucking pets. Like them go buy them little cute ass dogs to put in the purse and shit in a $30,000 purse. We designer pets, bro.
So why don't we just see the writing on the wall like in Kemet and just teach our young, let's build up, reestablish black masculinity, and let's teach them, our young,
to go
about
for white women.
having a period.
I'm joking.
Man, crazy.
I ain't saying that. I'm saying teach them, about the intent and purpose, community building, protection, love, empathy, right?
And
And
integrity.
let's integrity, morality,
Yeah.
right? And let's teach them how to search for a woman that's going to like him, that's going to respect him, that's going to love him and be interested in building a long-lasting, fulfilling relationship with him. Let's just do that. And if it happens to be a sister, fantastic. If it happens to be a white woman, cool. If it happens to be an Arab, it doesn't matter. Let's just teach them that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Because I do think that there are circumstances that happen that are cataclysmic, and it shifts the paradigm or the characteristics of certain things.
Yeah,
It's just
that shit funky, man. That, motherfuckers don't.
I'm
I mean,
sorry,
like
bro.
seriously, dog. I'm like bugging. Like I
I'm
swear.
laughing.
hey,
I'm laughing at him, dog. What the
listen,
Huh?
shit?
I was on mute, bro. I'm on mute the whole time because I know Decent. I know him. I'm on mute the whole time. I had to go to the bathroom to get tissue, man. I was crying, man. To see the hope leave his, I'm almost as guilty as the white man. To see the hope come out of his eyes is what I was destined to see.
All right, y'all, look, man. Hey, look, let me get up here, man, because I gotta get up here, get to do what I do.
You got to go be a decent black man.
Yeah,
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 gotta go be a father and a husband.
yeah, yeah. Right. I guess that's a lunar eclipse. Like nobody. That's Haley's comment. You being a black man, right?
Right.
Oh man.
Yeah,
That's
Man, I'm
Haley's
out,
comment.
man.
I just can't believe, dog. They man, nah, I'm serious, man. I swear to God,
I'm saying
I'm
the most
fighting like
amazing
hell to
thing.
prove y'all niggas wrong, man. I'm
You
fighting,
can't prove us wrong, dog.
I'm fighting it, man.
I don't know why you fighting it, man.
I'm
Hey
fighting.
man, come into the light.
Come on over here, man. Come on
Come to
over
the
here,
live,
man.
Carolyn. Come to the live. All right, man. I
All
talk
right,
to
man.
y'all, man.
All
Peace,
right,
brothers.
man. Peace, peace.
We out.